Y'all, we're Trevor tapping in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cook cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge though you ain't finna get in nobody's college though. As y'all can see, we got my man AD making the trap news tonight, man. Hold on, let me pull this out the way so y'all can see it. My man AD has made the trap news tonight, but before we get into that, man, I need y'all to hit that like, that comment, that subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. And like I've been telling y'all, we are looking for three new Trap News Network correspondents, man. This is a paid position, so please hit me up. We need y'all to make some videos, man. We need y'all to make some videos. Hit me up for more information. We would love to have you a part of this Trap News Network team. If you're not hardworking, you're not gonna get your chili. If you're hard to deal with, you're not gonna get your chili. I ain't gonna say you got one time to mess up. You got one time to no call, no showing you out of here for sure. That's the easiest way to get up out of there. But regardless of the fact, if you hardworking, you dedicated, hit me up on Instagram. TRAPNEWSNETWORX. That's Trap News Network. That's TRAPNEWSNETWORX. Trap News Network. Hit me up on Instagram. We can figure out how to get you in. We will be auditioning the first few people. Nobody sent me a video yet. I got a lot of people who want to have conversations. Let me make this 100% abundantly clear. The least amount of conversation with me, the better. The more amount of action, the better. So if you're looking for a pen pal back and forth dialogue, I'm not going to lie. You ask me too many questions over a simple task, I'm going to probably stop responding. The best thing you could do is send me a video or ask me for an example of a video and then respond with the video showing me that you're ready to work. Hit me up. This nigga Jason Marshall, bro. I don't know why. I don't know why. We finna jump into this Kantiana. My nigga Jason Marshall in the building. Shout out to my mod. Shout out to the chat. My nigga Jason Marshall in the building. We finna run this Kantiana though. We got DJ Akademiks disrespecting Nipsey Hussle. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, DJ Akademiks has a disdain for Nipsey Hussle because Nipsey Hussle dissed DJ Akademiks. We all know that AD, Compton AD, Mr. Back on Mr. Fig Community, shout to Back on Fig, has a relationship with Akademiks. We want to know here from the people of Los Angeles, California, and in our culture, are you finally ready to address the elephant in the room of your homie either needing to get checked, or we wondering why you still maintaining this friendship, politically correct AD? Because this disrespect is crazy. So we're going to start off with the history of Nipsey Hussle and DJ Akademiks into what led to today's video of what DJ Akademiks I said earlier today as it being May 7th, 2025. Let's jump into this Kantiana.
I'm going to call a spade, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I get personally offended by, bro, you got young kids.
Everybody. What happened? What was that thing? I saw an interview recently. It was
I already know what you're going to say.
Which one?
With Akademiks?
Yeah, Akademiks. What did he do this time? Everybody got some beef with Akademiks.
I don't got beef with dude. Yeah. I'm going to call a spade, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I get personally offended by, bro, you got young kids that come from nothing, that change their family life, that change their own life, that, avoid death in jail through hip-hop. So I don't like people playing with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, I had an issue with Complex that I was very vocal about because I felt they was taking a bougie approach to artists. And we don't. My thing is like, number one, only your parents could put their hands on you. Right, because they raised you, right, and they put the love in you. That's why only your parents. That's why you only respect an ass whooping from your mama or your daddy.
Right.
They did shit to balance that. Fed you, clothed you, taught you right from wrong. So you gonna take the discipline and the critique. So for me, it's like if you ain't come from hip hop culture, for real. If you don't come from where this thing started, if you don't come from the energy that created this thing, and that people are drawn to this thing because of. Be careful how you critique this thing, bro, because your opinion has not been validated.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So, with that being said, we can apply this to Pathetic Fatso. We can apply this to Akademiks. We can do what we want to do. Let me make this abundantly clear. We can all go to another country, let's say China, for example, where they have the culture of, let's say Dubai. You can't smoke weed in public. That's the culture of Dubai. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I could walk past a cop right now, hitting my tree and continue on about my day. Nobody's going to say nothing. He might make a little smart comment about it. He might have a conversation, but ultimately nothing's going to happen to me. I'm a grown man smoking my tree. I can do what I want to do. I'm out of here, and I'm gone. As long as I'm, let's say I'm not in front of a church, or let's not add stupid stipulations, but that's my decision. If I take that same decision and I decide to go to Abu Dhabi, I'm going to jail. They're gonna lock me up. And then my response can be, oh, well, I should be able to, I should be able to, I should be able to. No, when you're a guest in someone's culture, that's what happens. And a lot of times, as only black people in our media space seem to forget that when we step into each other's worlds, we're guessing each other's cultures. Because Adam 22 tiptoe around it all the time. Only recently has Mr. Glassmouth Junkie Boy, who runs Buildings Into No Jumper, because he's for whatever reason running from his plug after a Yistel deal going bad, thinks that it's cool as a white person to be saying the N-word. Because he forgot that he was a guest in this culture, because people have allowed him to be too comfortable within this culture. So what I want to make abundantly clear is, you can do what you want to do. There are consequences for the things you do. You feel me? So shout out to, I see you, Theodore. I see you, Jerry with a G. You're a guest in the culture. You can do whatever you want to do, but they can do what they want to do as a response. They can feel how they want to feel. They can react how they want to, how they want to react. A lot of times people disrespect cultures, whether it be rap culture, West Coast culture, gang culture, whatever the case is. And for whatever reason, they rationalize it in their head. Well, it's okay because it's only this. You are allowed to rationalize, just like they're allowed to crash into you. You can't tell somebody how to respond to disrespect. If you decide to kick my dog and I unalive your cat because that's my response to your disrespect, it's not your place to put a judgment or put a limitation on my response to your disrespect. Check the action, not the reaction. You feel me? And overall, when you a guest in the culture, remain a guest and stay in the guest place, or be put into a guest place if the person whose culture is the host is the person who's the host of the culture sees fit to put you in a guest place.
Yeah.
It hasn't been validated. So when I hear somebody like, dude, you know, saying things like for example, they said recently that 21 Savage said that he stopped buying jewelry and that he gonna spend his money on investing. You know, that's a powerful message.
It is.
For somebody that people follow and that's from a young generation. And Akademiks criticized him. He said, I don't want to hear nothing but killing and I'm about to kill the ops. And I don't want to hear that from 21 Savage. That shit right there get you fucked up.
That's coon talk. That's coon talk.
And we supposed to fuck niggas up for that. Period.
Yeah.
We ain't supposed to be understanding. We supposed to catch you at Complex Con or wherever you at. And we supposed to.
So I'll say this, FBI Agent 22, don't start. I'll say this. When did this stop being the laws? Because we like to get in these content spaces and pretend like we follow these type of moral characters and moral compasses. It's all fun and games when Nip said niggas are so empowered, niggas are so enlightened. Yeah, marathon. Yeah. TMC, yeah. Stand on something. Yeah, business, blah, blah. But then y'all allow pathetic fatso around. Then y'all allow an Akademiks around. Then y'all allow a smoker who decides that it's cool to say nigga and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, okay, cool. My man Cheeto said it went away with Nip passed. That's probably the realest answer. That's probably the realest answer. It's unfortunate, but it's all right, though. It's going to be a hot, uncomfortable summer. Don't trip. I got y'all.
To spank you for that.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to learn.
Because it's supposed to be certain things within our culture that you're supposed to have to go to the back for. Like, no question, no comment, concern. Just how with certain things within life, you have to go to the back for. No question, no comment, no concern. Whether it be by way of jail, whether of a fine, of a penalty, everything has a direct consequence. When do we stop? When do we start being so PC in our culture, where it stopped being consequences to disrespect because it's content?
I was wrong. We ain't supposed to do nothing you can't fix.
Yeah.
We ain't supposed to take the overboard. We supposed to fuck you up for that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to respect something, bro. You ain't going to play with niggas like that. That ain't straight.
Do you think the internet has enabled little sucker shit? You know, from a
Yeah, of course. I think, and that's why I said in the interview, man, I ain't saying I'm gonna do nothing to act. I say you gotta let clowns be clowns and let dudes self-destruct because, you know, I've been paying attention to his message. And I ain't like it, but I respect how you eat, bro. Whatever you do to pay your bills, I can't knock you. But after a while, you becoming. You getting out of control. You know what I'm saying? And then you got companies that add gas to them sparks.
Yes, indeed.
For their own interests.
Yes,
and then
indeed.
they sell advertising space. And I don't like that shit. I'm clear on what that motto is. You playing with niggas. You cooning like you said.
Yeah.
You know, you taking something that's serious and that, you know, people doing with integrity. And you spending it for some fuck shit.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with
you know,
that.
people criticize Vibe for doing that back in the day.
For pumping up that West Coast, East Coast.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
You saw what happened with that bullshit.
Right.
Yeah,
and they was you know, I respect Quincy. I don't think he was the one doing the editorial side of that thing. I know he's a part of the ownership.
Yeah.
But they might have been the first person or the first place you heard East Coast, West Coast beef.
Yeah, they were the one. Nobody. That wasn't no real shit.
Nah,
that wasn't real.
I don't think Pac and Big came up with that.
No,
I think they spun that because.
Say that again. Our culture, Trap. Our culture is our struggle. So letting someone make a joke out of it, as dumb. Come on, bro. But then see, here go the thing though. Lush do it all the time, and then niggas had on no jumper and was like, oh, it's okay because Lush says the N-word. Lush is a white Jewish kid from extreme financial gain. He sold his Beamer for $1,000 in some Yistel. He says all the time, hey, my parents won't let me really fall too hard, but I choose to live like a dirtbag. I come from money. I come from good parenting. You know what? And then here's the thing too. With that, they swept it under the rug. Because have y'all not noticing the powers that be are all working together? Y'all not noticing that? They did the Fed 5 podcast. You notice that they don't never talk about each other's flu flammaries? Y'all notice that? Just saying. Pay attention. And then you have the people underneath trying to maintain relationships. Let's make everybody uncomfortable. Because let's put the truth into the atmosphere. We from LA. We from the turf. We from the land. This type of stuff that Nip is preaching is what our daddies and our granddaddies taught us. It's what our mamas and our grandmamas taught us. It's what our big homies and our big homegirls taught us. If you had the right teacher, that's what the teacher taught you. When did we lose this? Oh, because it's content. My bad. What was it? It's all content. My bad, guys. It's all content.
Because they like, if it bleeds, it leads.
Absolutely.
And we know how fascinated people are with this type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like throwing hands and, throwing rocks and hiding your hand.
Yeah.
And you ain't on the front line. That's what I was saying about instigating beefs and shit. We would fuck niggas up for that growing up.
Yeah.
You don't even say nothing about this unless you're going to jump in and get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact, bro. Niggas, it was so delicate in the back of them buildings. You better not say nothing, bro.
Yeah.
If you ain't going to fight, you ain't got nothing to say. Don't, when a nigga get socked, don't do none of that, bro.
All that world star bullshit. Niggas didn't do that out here. That's new fuck nigga shit. Filming motherfuckers fighting, that's corny to me.
Yeah,
Yelling,
bro. That shit, come on, man. But you said it, though. The internet has enabled it.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean we agree with it.
Yeah, I didn't know Nipsey like you, but I know some of the Everyday Struggle viewers, they probably, they've seen it online. Like, hey, he came to Everyday Struggle one time, he walked out. The full story behind that, I don't really think it was ever told. Me and Nipsey, after going back and forth a little bit, salute to Karen Silver, I know she's hurting right now. Second loss in less than, it seems like 6 months. We got on the phone, me and Nipsey, and we spoke like men for about 3 hours. And it was probably one of the most productive conversations I've had because we were trying to get to a place of understanding of each other rather than just argue online or stuff going elsewhere, right? And pretty much what I realized and I took away from that conversation about him is that Nipsey is and was a man of the community. Right. It was community first. His whole points in the stuff he was saying to me is that, Act, you have a real big platform. I'm a rapper, I have a platform as well. And while other people might use their platforms differently, I know that there are people who come from areas and places like me. They need to see certain things that they could make decisions out better themselves. So, the conversations we had, it was really trying to get to a point of not only bettering ourselves as men, but bettering people around him. And that's how I look at Nipsey. I look at Nipsey as...
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the expert level of respect. Because y'all gonna wonder, this is from 7 years ago. Let me see. This is from 6 years ago. So y'all gonna wonder when I play on the next when I get to the next clip that's of today, being May 7th, 2025, y'all gonna be like, what the hell? What the helly? What the heliante? What the hell, LeBron James? What the hell is going on here? But you know what's going on? Akademiks has become Wackademics. He's a wackanite. That's infantiny newborn whack. So that's that. You feel me? That's whack 5 right there.
It's probably the example and one of the guys who were leading the charge and showing rappers, hey, yo, listen, you don't have to really be scared of your neighborhood. You're supposed to really establish businesses, give back, and this was the appropriate way. You get me? I think it's so sad because what he was doing was furthering the whole culture. He was furthering a mindset. It was furthering people just in terms of black business. And to see this happen, you know, it's like we were taking like a couple steps forward, and now it's like almost, it seems ruined.
It's pretty disgusting. I'll say, like, for me, it was a privilege to have known this man. Like,
that's right, because you sitting in front of Wayno. Okay, that's what it was. You sitting in front of Wayno, and you can't talk like that in front of Wayno because Wayno gonna check you. That's what it was. 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 I'm like, why is he talking? Why? He's all the respect, blah, blah, because you're not sitting in front of a buster. You sitting in front of Wayno, and Wayno's not going to allow you to go for flu, flammery, skullduggery, or larceny. Got it.
And you know, when I used to manage Dave East, like, we went to his neighborhood. I'm talking about like 63rd and Crenshaw, on his block, while he shot a video. Went to his studio later. I'm like, yo, this studio is pretty nice. He like, yo, my homeboy, like, he does all the work. If you ever want to build one, we'll fly him out to New York. You let me know when you're ready. Like, he always was just eager to give you any knowledge you could on how to further yourself or further anything he was doing. And he would just ask, like, but every time I'm on the show and I wear, like, you know, Slauson hat, stuff like that, is because, like, to keep his brain going.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's supported mine,
And he's been like that forever. Like, I went down like a YouTube hole last night watching one of his very, very old interviews because I've only had brief encounters with him, like interviews, and he's very polite. You know what I mean? You always learn a lot from him. And even this video must have been at minimum 10 years old. He looks like a baby in it. And he's already talking about how he doesn't want to waste his money on chains and jewelry and cars and things that depreciate. He wants to buy assets and give back to the community and buy real estate. Like, he's always had that mentality, very forward thinking. So I don't know. This one just really, really hurts. It's like knocked the air out of me last night.
Yeah, like this the first artist that, like, something like this happened to that I knew. You know, that's
now what we do know is, God bless the dead, there's nothing that Nip could have done to Akademiks after this interview to offend or disrespect or hurt Akademiks' feeling. So again, before we go into the next clip, I'm kind of just wondering, like, why did Akademiks switch up so sudden?
That's why it's like, I couldn't believe it. Like, one of my friends called me. I sat there for like 10 minutes in silence. Like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, you know. And condolences to his family. Like, first of all, he's a father first. Like, he's a father. He's a community leader. He was, like, just an amazing person. Like, to know him was to love him. I never got a chance to tell him I loved him, but I love that man. You know what I mean? Like I said, like, last time I seen him, he's like, make sure you go past the store. You know what I mean? Grab some stuff, but we're going to send you something extra. So, for me, I'm going to always make sure that I run my own marathon. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he...
All right, so let's see what that... So that's from 7 years ago. Let's see where Akademiks is at today. Let me see. Shout out to Don't Panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. We just getting started, nigga. Don't panic, huh? Shout out to Don't Panic. Let me see. Hold on. Where was he? Where was he? It was just on Don't Panic because they was clowning AD for that being his homie. If not, I could just search it. Was it on Don't Panic? I know it wasn't Yazers because Yazers don't post that kind of stuff. I'm going to just search it. Let me see. Shout out to Hit J3.
I want to show y'all the video. I want to show y'all the video. Nipsey. By the way, they said Nipsey got shot 11 times. They said if Nipsey had survived, Nipsey would have been a paraplegic. He would have been relegated to a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
Where was it? Hold on, y'all. Let me pull up my phone real quick. Let me pull up my phone real quick. Chat, if y'all know where it's at, send it to me real quick. Y'all know where it's at, send it to me real quick. I just seen this shit. Unless Don't Panic took it down. And I'm starting to think that Don't Panic might have took it down. Interesting. I might not have been on Don't Panic's page, but I'm almost sure that it was. And I think Don't Panic might have taken the post down. I'm going to hit Yazer's page just to double check. But interesting. I'm almost sure. But Yazer's don't post that type of stuff, so I don't think that it was Yazer's page. Because Yazer's don't even post that type of content. I'm almost sure that it was Don't Panic. Don't Panic. Let me find out you took the post down. Let me find out you put the... Well, to make it a short story shorter, Akademiks was very adamant. Nip got killed for calling somebody a snitch, and Nip is blah, blah. He was being disrespectful, and that's what happens. What did you expect to happen when you doing this type of stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Wooty bam this, wooty bam that, all this, all that. That's where that was. And it was a crazy amount of disrespect. But whether we could find a video or not, we all know that Akademiks has said that. Let me see. Hold on. We know that he said it abundance of times. Let me see. DJ Akademiks says Nipsey Hussle was killed for calling Eric Holder a snitch. Nope, they took it all down. Interesting. That was a quick takedown. I need to start getting better at my screen recording. Hi there, everybody. Let me look that Don't Panic page. I'm almost 100% sure that it was on Don't Panic's page. I'm almost 100% sure. Don't Panic. Let me find out that you took it down because they was in the comments calling AD out because I was his friend. I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure that I was on Don't Panic's page. I'm almost 100% sure. And I don't really be wrong about these kind of things, but I'm willing to say if I am. We can get into the wax story next. I ain't finna spend too much more time on this. Yeah, I think he took it down. Interesting. We up out here to the next one, though. What Akademiks did say, though, and AD, we looking at you. Akademiks made an extremely... Search something with Kendrick. Why would I do that? We're not talking about Kendrick. Akademiks made an extremely disrespectful statement. And he said something to the effect of Nipsey Hussle deserved to get unalived because he called Eric Holder a snitch and he was very condescending and he was very disrespectful. AD, that's your homie. At what point do you stop overlooking Akademiks' blatant disrespect, not only towards Nipsey Hussle, but towards, it was about Dot. MIT Adamsville, if you don't start speaking in complete sentences, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. You got to speak complete sentences, my nigga. I can't read your mind. Anyway, I hate when niggas be in the chat and they start speaking incomplete sentences. Like, my nigga, y'all got a delay. Like, I hate that shit. Like, it's a delay. So for those of y'all who don't know, y'all probably about 15 to 20 seconds behind me. So I don't know. Like, I don't know, bro. I continued on with conversation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't keep up. But outside of Akademiks blatantly disrespecting LA culture or Nipsey Hussle, AD, when are you going to check him on his blatant disrespect of LA culture? When is that? That's your homie. Friends should be able to check friends. Homies should be able to check homies. If something's wrong, we should be able to tell them like, hey, bro, that ain't it. And the craziest part about it, nigga, you a crip from the culture. Your whole podcast is called Community. Nigga. Help me. With that being said, AD, we looking at you, bro. What's up with your homie? You feel me? Oh, MITM, my nigga, if you can send it to me real quick in the next like 2 minutes, cool. If not, don't even worry about it. You can send it to my Instagram. You can find it in like the next 2 minutes. I ain't finna spend too much more time on this, my nigga. You feel me? We all know. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to leave y'all with this. Akademiks was super, super humble in front of Wayno because he knew Wayno would check that shit because Wayno, you know, gonna handle what he gotta handle as far as respect is concerned. You around Karen Civil, I'm not sure where the relationship between Akademiks and Karen Civil is gone to where now he's making these super crazy statements. That's crazy they took that shit down. That's crazy. To where he's making these kind of statements. But this is what I want to know on May 7th. at 647 in LA, 947 in Atlanta. AD, what you gonna tell your homie? Because he keep disrespecting Nip. And I know you don't go for that. So, and I don't want to hear no like, oh well, you know, I talk to him off camera. Nah, the disrespect is on camera, my nigga. You know, I just, you know, off camera I had to, cause you know that's my real homie, so I gotta, you know, off camera I'ma holler at him. But the disrespect is on camera. The disrespect is on camera. So, you feel me? And I could be biased because I'm from the Crenshaw district. I could be biased because I'm for anything from Adams to Imperial, from the 30s to the 100s, from the 20s to the 100s. I could be biased. You feel me? Might have smoked me a little something. But it don't change the fact that at a certain point, all this buster activity in these LA-based podcasts, we got to start checking. That's why niggas look at us funny. That's why niggas look at us crazy. That's why niggas be like, oh, you West Coast niggas, blah, blah, blah. Because niggas like Akademiks get to coexist with West Coast niggas without getting no type of checking. You can have your homies. But on some LA shit, we didn't all fought our homies when they was wrong. We come from running homies in the back. And if you don't think that the homie could take an issue among some niggas that's too big, you gonna fight the homie for him so you can make sure he get a fair one or whatever the case may be. I ain't saying that you gotta physically whoop-de-bam, but some kind of whoop-de-bam is necessary at this point. Be better today than what you were yesterday. Be even better tomorrow. But today, be at your best. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. And it's free Avenue Angel till he's free.